What's going on, YouTube family? It's your man Pristine, back with another video. Here before you, ladies and gentlemen, is a device that I have been pretty excited about since I caught wind of its unveiling. This is the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Not sure if you guys recall, but it wasn't that long ago where ZTE, they were they got kind of caught up, doing some things that that they should not have been doing, and some espionage, type stuff. And I don't have all the details, and so I don't want to speak about what was going on and not have all the facts. But apparently, what they were doing was egregious enough, for them to have been, sanctioned, and not being able to, push their products, on U.S. soil. I believe, they weren't able to, kind of similar to Huawei, how they couldn't use, certain types of software that was well known in the majority of, if not all of their devices, and that could be, that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. That's pretty heavy, and personally, I think that ZTE had a pretty strong presence over here in the U.S. And then obviously, when they got sanctioned, that basically almost crippled them. And my understanding is that their business almost went under. They dealt with that. My understanding is that they paid a multitude of money and fees and fines. My understanding is in the billions category. So it's good to see that they were able to recover from such a heavy blow. And I'm hoping that Huawei can sometime soon get over this hump, or settle whatever the difference is between them and the US and all this spying stuff. And man, they make excellent products, and I would just love to see them back in the mix. Now this is a bold move for ZTE, because basically ZTE is targeting and coming after all of the devices that have the audacity to end their name with Ultra. This is the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Now I can tell you off top, just right off the rip, one of the main things that this phone is doing over the other Ultra devices, meaning the Samsung S21 Ultra, the Xiaomi, Mi 11 Ultra, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G here is majorly undercutting the competition in price. When you think about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and you think about that price tag, I mean, you're up in the thousands. And depending on the gigabyte variant that you select, you're going to be paying more monies. Okay. All the while, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G here is just starting off at a cool $749.99. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I paid for this. Link will be below down in the description on ZTEUSA.com. If you want to order this phone, you can order it, and it's no taxes. You straight up are paying $749.99 if you want to pay cash straight up, like I did. Or, you've got, your payment plan options. I think, Affirm or, Klarma or something like that, where you, can break it up into like 3 or 4 minimal payments or something like that. Or 3 or 4 payments, and then you pay it off. They got a multitude of ways in which you can pay for things nowadays. But that's huge. I know there's a lot of people out there that want an S21 Ultra, or they want a Mi 11 Ultra, or they just want some kind of Ultra device that has all the features and the functions that the Ultra is going to give you. But the price point is a deterrent, and I completely understand. And so when you think about the fact that you've got an ultra advertised device here for 750, then you know, and my understanding is that you've got full LTE support and 5G support here in the States. You know, that's a game changer. That's a game changer in itself. You know, so I was like, yo, this is my first time getting a ZTE device since all of the madness with them and the whole espionage scandal or whatever it was that they were doing. I think they were something, they were advised not to sell parts or something to some manufacturer, and they got caught up doing it anyway, you know, for capital gain or something like that. And yeah, they had to face some pretty severe penalties, you know, behind that. So like I said, I mean, it's good to see that they've recovered from that. They're back in the game. And man, you know, that's just a little, you know, backstory on ZTE. You know, before that, you know, they made some really, really good devices. You know, ZTE, this whole foldable device thing, this whole folding thing, man, you know, ZTE was one of the main ones that started that off with the Axon M. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the, you know, Axon M crew. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag Axon M. Matter of fact, I still got that joint, man. I'm gonna have to pull that joint out and turn him on, man, and see if there's at least an update. Because I think ZTE just kind of, you know, abandoned that device, and they just didn't support it with updates and so forth. And look at where we are with foldable devices today, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I wonder if ZTE will get back in that game and make another foldable and, you know, just improve upon, you know, what they did with the Axon M. That'd be sweet. Now, probably wondering, okay, well, you know, what's so ultra about this device, Pristine? Man, I'm so glad you asked. All right. So as I mentioned, the price point, you know, we've got a $749 price tag. This is the 8 gig of RAM variant, 128 gig of storage. We've got, okay, hold up. Oh, and then there's also an 8 gig of RAM, 256 gig variant. There's a 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gig variant, and then there's a 16 gigabyte of RAM, 1 terabyte variant. Obviously, you know, the higher the gigabyte variants, the more you're going to pay. But I mean, for the 8 gig 128, which is all that I need, $749 is what you're paying. All right, so we've got a 6.67 inch 1080p by 2400 pixel AMOLED 144 hertz display that features HDR plus. We've got a screen to body ratio of 91.1%. We've got a 20:9 aspect ratio. We've got a PPI pixel density of 395, and we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the rear. And this is a curved display, and I love me some curved displays. I know a lot of people knock them, and a lot of people are more so with that flat design. You know, a lot of people are, you know, afraid of just accidental touches, you know, when the screen wraps around the right and the left side of the phone. I get it, but I believe the phone does have some form of palm rejection to stop you from doing that. Okay, you know, the Moto Edge and the Moto Edge Plus, same thing. They had that waterfall display. I never had a problem, you know, with you know, butt dialing or incidentally launching apps or calling people or just whatever. That was never an issue. Okay, and I don't expect that it would be an issue here on the Axon 35G Ultra. All right, now the internal specs, the guts. You know, we got a Snapdragon 888 processor. We've got a what is this? A 5 nanometer 5G chipset. We've got an octa-core CPU, Adreno 660 GPU running Android 11 with MyOS 11 on top. And so MyOS is ZTE's user interface that's running over Android 11. All right, as I mentioned, we've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and also featuring UFS 3.1. Now, on the cameras on this joint, this is where things get really good. And I've looked at a couple of reviews. You know, I'm getting to a point to where it's like when there's a phone that I want to bring in for review, I try not to watch, you know, other reviews on that phone, because I don't want my own opinion, you know, or outlooks of that device to be, you know, slandered or swayed, if you will, in any way, shape, or form. And so what I'll do is I'll just kind of do my own research on the phone, you know, the specifications, its features, functions, and then I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna bring it into the lab and get it in my own hands and see what I think about it. And then it's like, you know, once I use it for a little bit, then I'll start seeing what other people's experiences are. But I did, you know, take a peek at a couple of videos, and I will say that, you know, people have some really good things to say about these cameras. Now, you know, given the fact that it is an ultra device, you can't expect anything less. You know, it's like, you know, if you're touting ultra at the end of your name, then you got to bring it. You got to come with it. You got to come with the heat, you know. And so what we got here on the rear, we've got a quad camera setup. You know, quad. Yes. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay. Quad. 4 cameras on the rear. We've got a 64 megapixel f.1.6 aperture 26 millimeter wide lens with the 0.8 micron pixel featuring PDAF, laser autofocus, and optical image stabilization. We've got a 64 megapixel f1.9 aperture 35 millimeter standard lens with the 0.7 micron pixel featuring PDAF. Now we have a third 64 megapixel sensor f2.2 aperture 13 millimeter 120 degree ultra wide sensor, and this is also a 0.7 micron pixel lens. And then finally we've got an 8 megapixel f3.4 aperture 123 millimeter periscope telephoto lens featuring PDAF, optical image stabilization, 5 times optical zoom, and 60 times hybrid zoom. Okay, and that camera is also featuring gyro electronic image stabilization, HDR10, and 10-bit video. Now on the front of this device, okay, oh my bad, let me see. We're also on the rear featuring dual tone LED flash panorama HDR, 8K recording at 30 frames per second, 4K recording at 30 or 60 frames per second, and 1080p recording at 30 frames per second. Now, the selfie camera is a 16 megapixel wide lens that features HDR, 4K recording at 30 FPS, or 1080p recording also at 30 FPS. I'm not sure exactly why there's not 1080p at 30 or 60, but you know, on the front it's 1080p at either 30 or 4K at 30. That's not really a big deal to me. All right, now the battery, we've got a 4,600 milliamp hour non-removable battery. We do have a 65 watt fast charger that comes in the box, and that's monumental, especially in 2021, where, you know, we're getting devices, you know, that ain't coming with no charging bricks, you know. And so, you know, I think it's kind of janky. And I understand, you know, we want to save the environment, we want to create a better environment, you know, and kind of minimize the things that are help causing pollutants and clean energy and blah blah blah. Like, I get all of that, but I mean, yo, you can't you know, give us a device and charge us, you know, anywhere from $7,000 to $1,000 plus for the device, and then it has the capability of, you know, these super fast charging speeds, you know, with these charging bricks that offer, you know, 65 watts, 45 watts, you know, if not higher, but then try to hit us for more money because that's a separate accessory. It's like, if you want that blazing fast charging speed, then you got to shed out more cash than what you've already spent for the device itself just to take advantage of that. Nah, you know, no dice. Well, ZTE was like, man, we're going to give you the full meal deal. You know, we got a 65 watt charger in here, and it's in the box. It's not a separate accessory that you have to purchase on top of the purchase of the device. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to ZTE. You know what I'm saying? If any representatives, you know, from ZTE or anybody that had to do with the manufacturing or the design of this device, man, go on and pat yourself in the back, man. Go on and pop your collar, man. Just go ahead and pull your t-shirt a little bit around your collar area. You know what I'm saying? Just pull it a little bit, you know? Kudos. Salute. 65-watt charger in the box, okay? We've got quick charge 4 plus. We've got USB Type-C 3.1, USB on the go, USB power delivery 3.0 with PPS. I'm not exactly sure what PPS is. I ain't even gonna front and try to, you know, speak as though I know what that is. You know, things that I'm ignorant to, I don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hey, you know, you can Google what PPS means for a camera phone, for a camera on a mobile phone. But stay tuned for the pristine review, because I will have that information for you. All right. Now, the dimensions of this device weighs 188 grams. That's 6.63 ounces. Again, I mentioned we've got Gorilla Glass on the Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back with an aluminum frame. Now, additional features. We have dual nano SIM, so we can expand the memory. We've got dual stereo speakers. We've got a 24-bit 192 kilohertz audio DAC. We've got Bluetooth 5.2. We've got NFC. We've got an optical under the display fingerprint sensor. Again, this is 5G enabled. We've got Wi-Fi 6E, and what that is, it supports 4K QAN encoding at 60 megahertz bandwidth. We've got facial recognition. We've got liquid cooling for maximum efficiency while gaming and doing other strenuous tasks. And we also have DTS-X Ultra Audio. So if you're an audiophile, I mean, you're going to be able to, you know, customize the way you would want to have your music playing the way you want to play it, the way you want to listen to it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the specifications. Make sure, you know, if you don't want to watch this video in its entirety, that you click down in the description box, because there are timestamps down there that are available. And, you know, feel free to jump around the video however you see fit. All right. Now that's out the way. Nice presentation here. Black box, rose gold, or like that copper penny colored, you know, 30 Ultra on the cover. And then on the bottom here, not sure if you could see that on the glare, it says Axon 30 Ultra. Then the 5G is circled in red right there. Same thing on the right side of the box, nothing at the top of the box. Axon 30 Ultra, 5G, the red dot. Bottom and the back of the box, we've got nothing but just, you know, your serial number, IMI, all that jazz. All right, so let's go ahead and crack this joint out the BizOx. Whoa, a little dull there, buddy. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. Okay, boom. So here is the device. Oh, I like that. I like the feel of that. Again, this is very reminiscent to me of the Moto Edge and the Moto Edge Plus. As I mentioned, they had that waterfall display. They had the curved edges around the sides, on both sides. And so this feels very much so like that. This is a familiar feel for me. Okay, now this thing, really? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, well, had to tear it. My bad. All right, so look at that. You see that camera hump. Now I've seen people make comments about that camera hump. It is kind of serious. That's a serious camera hump. Okay. But I mean, this is the Ultra, you know. So it's like, man, you know, you gotta come with the heat. And you know, this is no surprise. You know, a lot of a lot of ultra devices, I mean, have camera humps that are pretty dramatic. I mean, look at the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. Wow, that camera hump is serious. Got a little screen on the back. It's insane, insane. But wow, this feels really good in the hand. I like the fact that the power button, it has some rigidity to it. I mean, so you will not confuse the power button with the volume rocker. Let's go ahead and power the phone on. No, we got some juice. Okay, ZTE. Again, 20.9, 20 by 9 aspect ratio. Man, I'm loving this. I really like the way that this feels in the hand. Wow. All right. Yeah, we'll set that aside and come back to the phone. You can see there real quick, My OS. So that pops up right when you power the device on. Okay, see what else we got here. Feeling kind of heavy. All right, so there is our SIM ejection tool. What we got here? Okay, so we got typical books and things. We got the Axon 30 Ultra. Wow, well, this is a quick start guide. Look how thick that is. This is the quick start guide. Oh, okay. It's in different languages. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty thick little booklet right there. That's serious. That's serious business. Good to see we got a case in with the device. Little, you know, TPU rubber. That's always welcomed. Samsung, Apple, take notes. You know, because as much as you guys is charging for your joints, for us to still have to buy separate accessories is ridiculous. All right, let me see here what we got here. I know this is that charging brick. 65 watts right there. It's heavy too. Serious business. Type-C port right there. All right, here's the cord. So we got Type-C to Type-C. You can see that. File that to the side. And what we got here? What is this? Oh, okay. And we got a dongle in the box. So shout out to ZTE for plugging us with that. You know, that's confirmation that there is no 3.5 millimeter jack on this device. But it does come with the Type-C dongle. You know, I'm all wireless. I mean, so I ain't really tripping over that, but I'm thankful about the fact that they included that, being mindful of those that still use the plug-in technology. Nothing wrong with that. And yeah, let's get back to the device here. Okay, so we'll go over some dimensions really quickly. So again, as I mentioned, to the right of the device, we've got the power button right here. Then we also have the volume rockers that are right above the power brick or the power button. We've got an antenna line right there. Not sure if you can see that. You can see here how that screen just bleeds over the side a little bit. It's not really all that dramatic, but I love that. I'm a huge fan of that. I like that. I really like that look. Up top, we've got another antenna line right there. Looks like there's a little noise canceling microphone right there. We've got another antenna line right there to the right of the top. And swinging around to the left, it's just nice and smooth. We've got an antenna line right here at the top left. On the bottom, we've got our SIM tray. We've got another antenna line and a noise canceling microphone right there. We've got the Type-C port for charging. We've got another antenna line, and then we've got a speaker right there. And then we've got another speaker right here in the earpiece. And like I mentioned, we do have dual stereo speakers. And so we've got a speaker here up top and a speaker at the bottom. And on the rear of the device here, let me go ahead and get this sticker off of here. Bam. Okay. Beautiful. You can see just when light reflects off of it, it kind of gives you like this little blue shimmer kind of. I'm really a huge fan of the way that looks. This is more of like a matte finish, or at least it looks like it. I mean, this is Corning Gorilla Glass 5, but it looks like it's been frosted over. But no, this screams premium. There's nothing cheap about this phone. I mean, it feels excellent in the hand. I really love that 20:9 aspect ratio. And then again, you see the camera bump, and yeah, that's pretty serious right there. And then it says 3 times 64 right here in the gold lettering. You guys can see that in the glare, letting you know what I'm saying. We 64 megapixels times 3. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, ladies and gentlemen, and go ahead and get the phone set up. I'm not gonna download any of my applications or anything on it. I'm just gonna get to the desktop, and then I will be right back with you to go over some of the the features and functions, let you know what I think about it in the process of, playing with it. I can already tell I'm going to like this phone. I'm really in love with the feel and just the way that it looks. Like I said, very, very reminiscent to the Moto Edge and the Moto Edge Plus. I have both of them. Yeah. So this is a familiar design for me. All right, y'all hold it down. All right, y'all, so we are back in with the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. I'm super impressed. It's interesting because with LG, deciding to scrap their mobile division, I kind of wondered, who was going to be, the next manufacturer to step up and kind of take the reins, or at least just show the type of boldness and the innovation that LG has done. And I'm already seeing with my UI here, there's a lot of things in my opinion that are very reminiscent to certain things that we would find in LG skin. And they also took a couple of plays out of Motorola's playbook as well, and I'll talk a little bit about that when I'm going over some of the features and the functions of the device. But I like things that are different. I don't always like the same old thing. When you go to iPhone, yeah, I understand. They had their WWDC conference, 2021 the other day, and there's a whole plethora of features and things that, with iOS 15, things that are going to be enhanced or introduced. Obviously most of the things that they announced have already been in the Android space for years and years. But you can go ahead and watch Marquez Brownlee's new video that I think he dropped today. Today's the 10th of June, where he talked a little bit about a lot of the things that they announced at their conference and why it takes them so long to introduce things that we've seen in the Android space. And he made some really good points. My UI, I really like my UI, and it's interesting because it's like, they didn't really, deviate much from, a stock Android feel, right? As far as how things look, when you swipe up and you go to, your app drawer here, there's not a lot of bloatware. This phone is GSM unlocked, so it's unlocked for, AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, Metro PCS, any other GSM carrier that are out there. Now, my understanding is that this is going to work best with AT&T's network. I have T-Mobile, I got Verizon, I got AT&T. I also have FirstNet, with which is, they work with AT&T for first responders. I am a first responder. I'm a medical technician. I've been in the medical field for over 21 years. And so, I have the benefit of doing that as well. And so, I've got, some different SIM cards that I can really utilize and take advantage of this phone, so I can really formulate a real review for you, after being able to use this thing, under some real world testing type of circumstances, and actually be able to use the phone and all of its phone capabilities and functions, which is important to me, But as you can see, I haven't downloaded any of my applications. I just wanted to show you guys exactly what was on here. But in the app drawer, I mean, this is all Google. Okay. We got find device, phone switch. We got a voice recorder, private space. Those really the only things that I see that is on this device. I mean, this is the full, Google suite. And so they didn't really deviate much from how the phone looks, as far as, those of you that are like stock Android enthusiasts. But then when you get into the settings, that's when you start to see, whoa, okay, yeah, this thing is pretty robust. And this UI it's got a lot. It's got a lot to it. It's very reminiscent of One UI, very reminiscent of Oxygen OS. In my opinion, there are some similarities and there are some differences, but either way, I just like different things. I mostly rock with Android devices, but that's not to say that I want all my Android devices to look the same. I want a variety. You know what I'm saying? Because it just gets redundant. It gets boring, when every device is just the same old thing, the same old user interface, stock Android. I mean, to me, stock Android is kind of boring, and nobody really does stock Android like Google. There's a difference between a stock Android device and then a Pixel. You know what I mean? The Pixel is always just going to offer more. It's going to do more. It's going to have a little bit more feature functionality. That's Android at its best. I think other manufacturers that just have stock Android on their devices, it's more of just, it's stock Android, but it's more of a watered down version of stock Android. It's just plain Jane. There's not really too many bells and whistles. And so, I like the stock Android feel here. But I mean, again, under the settings, you got a lot to dive into, and I'm a fan of that. Now, this is just, this is the custom wallpaper and everything fresh out of the box. I haven't changed anything. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the fact that, and I know some of you don't like this, but the screen bleeding over the edges on the right and left side. I mean, and you could take a look at the device here, and you could see how it's curved around the sides. It's not too dramatic. You see that on one side there, that's the left side. And then this is the right side. It's not as dramatic as the Moto Edge Plus and the Moto Edge. I mean, that was a pretty dramatic slope off each side, and I was a fan of that. That waterfall display just looks dope to me. It looks different. Again, it's not, to me, it's not all about always having things that look the same and perform the same. And I like, give me something different. Give me something that I can appreciate. Add a little bit of spice. You know what I'm saying? So that everything just doesn't seem similar and just boring and dull. Give me a little something different. So I like this approach. I know some people is gonna slam this and they prefer to have, a flat, display. And to each their own. This is no knock on anybody that prefers that. But I'm just saying, I like this. I like this look. I think the phone is definitely a head turner. Yeah, man, I think that this phone is a go. All right, so now, when you swipe hard to the right, you got your Google Now feed. And again, you've got that 144 hertz display refresh rate. And so things are going to be extremely, and I mean extremely, smooth and fluid. Okay. Now, two, you can see here while I'm scrolling, there's a different scroll effect. What you can do, long press on the display, you got wallpaper, effect, add a widget, or settings. So you go to effect, and it's going to give you, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to give you 7 different effects that you can choose from. Okay, you've got the standard effect. You've got cross flip, which is the one that I had selected. I think that's pretty dope. That kind of reminds me of that 3D, that carousel, swiping effect on LG devices. This is, what is this? A wave. You got cube out. You got cube in. And then you got glass. Okay, so you got like seven or eight different, swiping effects that you can choose from. I like the cover flip, so that's what I'm rocking with. That's pretty dope. All right, and again, you can see just scrolling and everything. I don't have any of my apps on here, but you see everything is super fluid and responsive. I love the look of the notification shade. You swipe down, and you don't have to swipe down from just the top. You can swipe down anywhere on the device, and it's going to take you to your notification shade. I like the fact that you've got, your flashlight, Bluetooth, and you can customize these. So you can make these bigger notifications the ones that you primarily use the most. And then all the other little ones that you want to access, you just scroll down and you got access to all of those. And of course, you hit the little pin icon that's right next to the settings icon right there. And you can customize these. And there's more of them that are not shown. I mean, so if there's something that's not shown in the default quick settings, then you can just long press and drag them up so that they can be in your quick settings. And then anything that you don't want, you can drag down until you hold and drag to add shortcuts, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't played with any of that stuff, but definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and customize that once I get the phone set up, real deal set up to my liking. Like I said, I just got to the desktop just so I can, show you guys a few things and, finish up the unboxing video. But yeah, when I really personalize this device, I'm gonna be moving some things around to my liking. But just wanted to show you guys that. And, this is how the notification shade looks. I like the fact that there's the brightness bar right there. I can't remember the amount of nits that this phone got. I know it gets pretty bright. I think it tops out at 800 nits. Don't quote me on that. I have that information for sure in the full pristine review. But I like that if you want to toggle the brightness, you don't necessarily have to dig into the settings under the display. And I mean, that's not really a big deal to do. I mean, we've seen that in other devices. Other devices, they give you the option as to whether or not you want the brightness slider right there under the quick toggles or not. But I just like the fact that it's it's there by default. It's not something that you have to add and tell the phone to do. And if you want to get rid of it, I believe you can under the settings menu. All right, now speaking of the settings menu, let's just run down the list real quick, okay? As you can see, we got, typical, Android fashion. That dark mode is slapping them. I'll never get sick of dark mode. The phone looks nice on light mode, but when you put it in dark mode, it's just something about that black, man. You know what I'm saying? All black, everything, man. No racist, but it's just something about that black. It just really makes things pop. And, I like the fact that, you got the different colors here for each individual category, and just, just that black backdrop just makes the colors pop even more. So we've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. If we click on Bluetooth, mobile networks, airplane mode, hotspot, and tethering, SIM cards, you do have dual SIMs. Okay, so you do have dual SIM capability. 2 nano SIMs is what you can do. Now we do have NFC on board, so those of you that just wanted confirmation for that, here is UFC, and it's under the more connection settings. So we got cast, NFC, VPN, private DNS, and then we go to advanced, and then we got printing, Chromebook, nearby share, and Android Auto. All right, now we go to home screen and lock screen. We got themes, wallpapers, home screen settings, ZTE locker, always on display, lock screen settings. Okay, so if we go to home screen settings, then we've got add app icons to home screen. So that's, whenever you decide to download a new app from the Play Store, it's going to go to your home screen as well, rather than just in your app drawer. You can turn that off, and then apps will only go into your app drawer, and you can manually place what you want on your home screen. Okay, we got home screen badge, app icon, icon layout, Let's see, by default it's at 6x4, which is 4 across, 6 downward, up and down. But you can change that, and you've got 5x4, 5x5, 6x4, and 6x5. So I'll just leave that alone for the time being. We got home screen mode, and this is where you got display home screen and all apps, or display home screen only, and all your apps will be in an app drawer. Okay, and then you got easy home screen, where I think that's just like an easy mode. Let's see. Yeah, it really minimizes the amount of applications that you have on your screen, and it just makes it easy. Okay. All right, so again, by default, that's on display home screen and all apps. I'll just leave it there for the time being. Okay, so we got lock home screen layout, app autofill, loop screens, display Google app. Okay, that's all under home screen settings. All right. ZTE locker. What is ZTE locker? Oh, this is actually ZTE's. They have custom beautiful wallpapers, and so it's like what ZTE locker is like whenever you lock your device and then you unlock it, it's gonna have a different wallpaper on your lock screen. It's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty slick, and you got some beautiful wallpapers. When you got it on, you got today's wallpapers, and then auto update over Wi-Fi only. That's on by default. You can turn that off so that it'll auto update, over Wi-Fi and your cellular connection. That could drain battery, so be conscientious of that if you decide to turn that off. But by default, it's on auto update over Wi-Fi only. All right. Then we got always on display. Now this is dope. Now look at that. That's pretty slick. Always, I don't rock with always on display all day. Usually what I'll do is I'll turn it on at 7 p.m. and have it go off at 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just have it come on automatically within a 12-hour time span. And so I'm probably going to set this up the same way. But when you turn it on, this is what it's going to look like on your display. And I like that. That's pretty dope. But then you got more styles, and you've just got a whole slew of styles that you can choose from different little designs. By default, you got the little, I think that's the moon right there, which that's dope. I really like the way that looks, and so I'm probably going to rock with that one. But then, you can scroll to the left, and you got a bunch of different little designs and things that you can choose from. Okay, your clock style. You got different settings as to how you want your clock to look on the always on display. Dang it, what's happening? There we go. I got the touch gestures on, so it's like when you swipe from either corner, it's like telling the phone to go back. So, bear with me, y'all. If you want an analog display, then you've got different choices to choose from if you want an analog look on your always on display. And then we got text. And so, there's only 2 different options for the text. But you can see that's kind of weird. I won't be rocking with that. But, as the example right there, it'll just like have what the time is in a text. Can you guys see that? So that's pretty slick. That's a little bit of a different look. But I like the variety. I like stuff like this. The more things that I've got to play with in my mind, the better. Okay. So it also gives you the option to display for 10 seconds after touching the screen, which is recommended. Always show. That's going to drain your battery. And then you got custom schedule. And like I said, you can customize your always on display to come on at a certain time and to go off at a certain time. Custom schedule is where you do that. All right, and then it's auto off when battery is low. Yeah, you want to turn that on so that, always on display. If you've got it on all the time, it's not draining your battery. All right, so let's just go ahead and turn that off for now. And let's go back. Okay, so notifications and status bar. Let's see. So this is where you select what you want, what notifications you want to show on your lock screen. Or if you just want notifications to pop up I always select sensitive information because, you know, I'll be around people and I don't want certain messages that people are sending me to just pop up on my screen for somebody to see. This helps you maintain that privacy. You know what I'm saying? But you can choose to show all notification content, show sensitive content only when locked or unlocked, or don't show notifications at all. Okay. So let me see. Screen wake up. This is when you receive notifications and you want your screen to light up or wake up. You know, that's turned on, you know, by default, and you can turn that on or off if you want. Then we got battery percentage, display network rate, show only quantity on status bar, and then show refresh rate on status bar. Oh, what? That's pretty dope. Okay, so right now it says 144 hertz. And I know that it switches based on what you're doing. That's dope. I didn't realize that it can do that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on because I want to know what refresh rate I'm going to be working with based on what I'm doing with the device. Okay, then we got advanced, and then allow notification snoozing, suggested actions and replies, conversations, notifications on lock screen, sensitive notifications. Okay, so that's what you're going to find in the advanced tab under notifications and soundbar. You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot to this. There's a lot of stuff in this device under settings that you don't see on a lot of other devices. And I like that. Okay, so for display, we got the brightness level. We got automatic brightness. Now, by default, that's turned on. I always turn that off. Screen refresh rate, auto. Okay, but now I love the fact that we can scale it down from 144 all the way to 60 hertz. Okay, so if you're not really a big, if the high refresh rates is not a big deal to you, and you want to preserve battery life, then man, just throw it on 60 hertz, and you're gonna have killer battery life. Okay, but you can scale it down from 144 to 120 to 90 to 60. I don't think I've ever seen that option on a phone, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen that option. This is a first for me. A lot of phones that have that higher refresh rate, whether it be 90 or 120 hertz, it either gives you the ability to switch from, you know, the higher refresh rate to 60 and back up to whatever that higher refresh rate is, whether it be 90 or 120 hertz. Now, I think there's another device that I can recall where, you know, the refresh rate topped out at 120 and it gave you the option to switch from 120 to 90 or to 60, you know, and that's dope. And so, like I said, I mean, I haven't really seen that too often, but I really like this implementation. And so it's like, you know, if the higher refresh rates is just not a big deal to you, then you could scale it down. You know, each one of these that you scale it down to is going to preserve battery life. Obviously, scaling it all the way down to 60 is going to preserve the most battery life because 60 hertz is the standard. Well, the standard is becoming new now, you know, 120, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying before higher refresh rates became a thing, 60 was the standard across the board, you see? So, you know, I'm a huge fan of this. I'm gonna keep it on auto. Like I said, right now, you know, when you put it on auto, based on what you're doing, the phone will determine the refresh rate. And I like the fact that, you know, you can have the phone tell you what the refresh rate is. I mean, so right now, as we speak, it's at 144, but I can imagine based on whatever I'm doing with the phone, you're going to see it change from time to time. Okay, that's super dope to me. All right, so we got dark mode, read mode, night light, color mode, and color temperature. All right, now, this is super dope. Color mode and color temperature. By default, it's on standard. You can switch it to colorful, or you can switch it to soft. Okay, colorful is like vivid, like, you know how like certain phones they'll have like standard, vivid, or like a lower setting. Well, color is like is vivid. It kind of oversaturates the colors a little bit. It gives the colors a bit more pop, more punchiness. You know, I'm a big fan of that. You know what I'm saying? I like my colors to pop. I like for my colors to be extremely vibrant. So I'm gonna rock with colorful. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna put it back on standard. But I like the fact too that you can toggle the warm, normal, or cool, and you can customize it. You can take your finger and you can, customize the RGB to your liking. And, I'm just, man, that I'm a huge fan of that implementation. Like, it looks like, again, this being, an ultra device, ZTE is calling this the Axon 30 Ultra. And like I said, I mean, if you're going to name a device Ultra, you have to come with it. You got to bring it. You can't call a phone Ultra and the phone be lacking. And it doesn't look thus far that this phone is lacking in any way, shape, or form. A lot of the things that I would want in my flagship, even if I'm not going to use some of these things, certain things I just want there just in case I, develop the mind to want to use these things. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems as though thus far, everything is there. I'm even seeing things that I wouldn't even have expected that would have been here. I mean, so, as far as, this phone living up to its Ultra name, man, so far it's getting it done. So far it's getting it done. All right. So we got full screen display settings, screen timeout, text and display size, auto rotate screen, and motion. Okay. Now, let's see. Sound and vibration. Now, here's another thing that I really like. I've also talked about this in other videos. I love the fact that under the sound settings, when you have the ability to toggle both the ringer volume and the notification volume, a lot of devices, it's consolidated. So it's like when you adjust your ringer volume, you're also adjusting your notification sound. And so let's say if you got a really loud ringtone, but the notification tone that you really like is not that loud, or it's at a lower frequency to where you can barely hear it, man, I mean, in order for you to hear that notification sound, that also means that you have to turn your ringer volume all the way up, and you may not want your ringer volume all the way up like that. You know what I'm saying? So now you're struggling with sound quality because, for one, your ringer volume is going to be too loud in order for you to be able to. Okay, my bad for the interruption, y'all. Yeah, I've never been a fan of not having the ability to toggle my ringtone volume versus my notification tone volume. Okay, the only device that I seen that allowed me to do that was on LG devices and Samsung. Samsung with One UI, they also give you the ability to do that, and that's where I say, just having the ability to, change the the scroll setting or the scroll animation, LG. The ability to toggle, each individual sound, LG. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to say that ZTE is being a copycat, but I'm just saying these are things that I like to see on my devices. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so critical and I'm very meticulous, and just little things like that can be a deterrent for me. They can turn me away. You know what I'm saying? A lot of phones, they force you. It's like you have to adjust the volume and the notification sound at the same time because they only give you the ability to do that. So I like the fact that, this just gives me more customization on how I want my device to be. I'm really a huge fan of that. All right. We got default volume, button control, sound mode. When in ring mode, always vibrate, vibrate first, then ring gradually. Okay, so I like the fact that you can adjust that. Switch to silent vibration. Ring in silent mode. Do not disturb. Media, ringtones, headset, hi-fi. Okay, let's click on that real quick. Okay, insert earpiece to enjoy superior sound quality with enhanced audio performance. Please use hi-fi earpiece for better experience. Like I said, I mean, there's a DAC inside of the Type-C port on the bottom of this device. I mean, so all you audiophiles that like to plug in, there's a dongle, Type-C dongle that comes in the box. You're going to be able to rock out and, customize your sound how you want to. That's dope. That's dope. Okay. We also got DTS sound. So you got more customization features here when it comes to customizing how you want your music to sound and how you want playback to be. Again, super, super dope. Super dope. Okay. This is flagship ultra type territory, and it's good to see that ZTE is delivering on this front. Okay. They're delivering on this front. Let's get it. And it's like under the DTS Ultra or DTS X Ultra, you got active audio route, wired headphones, personal audio preferences, and listening profile. Okay. Okay, so when you click on this, it gives you over-the-ear headphones, earbuds, external speaker, car audio. This is filthy because it's like you don't even have to be plugged in to take advantage of the DTSX sound. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, if you want to be able to customize your sound while your phone is connected to your Bluetooth in your car, you know what I'm saying? But it's not connected directly into the phone through the Type-C port. It still gives you the ability to customize the sound, you know, through your Bluetooth, so you can have optimal listening experiences while you're in your vehicle. That's dope, man. I think I've only seen that in like Xiaomi devices. Man, see, this is what I'm saying, man. ZTE, man. My guy Jay Will said it. Jay Will said it a few weeks ago. You know, when we learned that ZTE was releasing this powerhouse. If I remember correctly, Jay Will sent out a tweet and he was like, yo, this Axon 30 Ultra is gonna be hurting some manufacturers out here. And they doing it. Because it don't seem like they left out anything. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about, man. And I'm a huge audiophile. I mean, so I get pumped when I see stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I get real pumped. Let's keep it moving. All right. So this is wired headphones. Personal audio preferences. Okay, so these are some presets. You got normal, music, movies, voice, game 1, game 2, game 3, custom, graphic equalizer, stereo prep. Man, what? I don't think I've ever seen this amount of options that you have to customize your sound on your smartphone. This is insane. Man, ZTE, man, come on, man. Let's get it. See, I get excited about that, man, because I'm all about my music, man. I love music. I mean, so, you know, when I have customization like that, oh, man, that's hurting the game. I don't think I've ever seen any other device that gave you that type of customization when it comes to how you want to customize your music. That's huge. Let's keep it going. Okay, dial pad tones, screen locking sound, low battery reminder, charging sounds and vibration, touch sounds, screenshot sounds, touch vibration, ringtone fade in. That's dope. So I turn ringtone fade in on, and so it's like, you know, if you got a really loud, glaring ringtone, sometimes that can, you know, if you're just trying to chill later on in the night, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, man, you know, you just trying to woo-saw, breathe easy, have some nice little chill, quiet time, and man, you get a phone call and then boom, it just, you know, it'll startle you. But what ringtone fade in does, it starts off nice and mellow. You know what I mean? So if you do have a ringtone that's super loud, or that can have, you know, that can kind of jolt you up a little bit when you're just trying to chill and relax, nah, this is just gonna fade in. It's not gonna start off real intense. It's gonna start off nice and smooth, and it's gonna gradually get intense the longer the phone rings. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen that with alarms, but I ain't seen that with the ringtones. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, man. My UI, man. My UI. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. All right, let's keep it going. All right, so that's under sound and vibration. We got Sync Mind. Not sure what that is. Let's go to features. All right, we got system navigation. Okay, so this is where we, you know, change whether or not we want to have navigation gestures or if we want the 3 buttons, you know what I'm saying, which I think is prehistoric, you know what I'm saying? That's the, you know, them 3 navigation keys is, you know, Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's the Flintstones and the Jetsons era, man. You know what I'm saying? We all about these touch gestures, you know, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you prefer that, then, you know, you have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know, just want to show you that's where you go to get that. Z-Pop. Z-Pop is just like a little shortcut. You know, you can have it on your home screen. You can move it around with your finger, place it wherever you want to place it, and then you tap it, and it's just going to bring up 4 other little settings, quick settings that you can get to. So it's just, you know, something to act, you know, just for your convenience. You don't have to have it on there, but, you know, if you want to utilize it and customize it for different shortcuts, then boom. You know what I'm saying? You can add it to your home screen. Me, maybe I'll use it, maybe not. But for now, I'm gonna just, leave that off until I get the phone set up, and then I'll play around with it, see how I like it. And then, I have more information about what I really think about that on the full pristine review. So make sure that you guys is locked in for that. All right. So now we got record screen, screen edge, mistouch prevention, boom. All right. So this is where, if you're concerned about the fact that the display bleeds over the left and the right side, and you're thinking about accidental touches, this gives you the ability to customize the edge sensitivity to minimize butt dialing or accidental app, activating different apps by accident. Okay, and it gives you the ability to adjust the sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, did I mention serious customization features in this UI? Did I mention that? I think I did, because I was sitting here when I said it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so yeah, for those of you that are just like, oh well, I'm not too sure about the slight waterfall display bleeding over the edges. Well, you got a useful tool right there to kind of remedy accidental presses. All right, let's keep it going. Gestures in motion, schedule power on and off, wake up Google Assistant. Now, for the gestures in motion, we got double tap to wake, 3-finger down for a screenshot. That's just, you just touch the screen with 3 fingers, swipe down slightly, screenshot, raise to wake, auto answer, pocket mode. Let me see, what is pocket mode again? Oh, okay, so it's like when the phone detects that it's in a pocket, it'll turn its vibration settings and the ringtone up super loud just to make sure that you hear and feel it so you don't miss a call or a notification. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that off for now. Flip to mute, you know what I'm saying? So if you want the phone to mute, I mean, you just turn the phone on its face. Now again, you guys, you see how beautiful this thing is. You know what I'm saying? All you slimy cats out there, man, you know what I'm saying? That's partaking in slime season. You know what I'm saying? Got your little side thing, you know what I'm saying? Or you chilling with your main thing, you know what I'm saying? But your side thing is blowing your phone up, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, turn it on his face, mute everything. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? When she asked, why you got your phone sitting on his face? You hiding something? What you doing? Like, nah, baby. You know what I'm saying? Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how look at how the phone shimmers in the light. Look at that camera hump. You know what I'm saying? I'm just appreciating the aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit them with that good game, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Flip to mute, man. Snooze, dismiss, and alarm. Change to earpiece. Touch disable mode. And then shake to turn on the flashlight. Oh, my. You know what I'm saying? Let me go Johnny Gill on you real quick, baby. My. Woo. Sure look good tonight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My. What do we have here? You know what I'm saying? Shake to activate the flashlight. I told you they tore a page out of Motorola's playbook, and that's one of my favorite Motorola features. So it's like you shake the device. I think, is it the chop? Wait, hold up. Let me see. Try it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that. Boom. See that? Shake it to. Alright, it just worked. Hold up. Alright, I ain't doing it right. I'll play around with it, for the sake of the video. But yeah, I gotta learn that, because that was a very useful tool on my Motorola devices, and I can't imagine why it wouldn't be a useful tool on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra here. Alright, so those are your gestures, your motion gestures. Alright, and that's under features. Okay, so then we got passworded security, apps, battery, storage. Okay, so we pop in the storage real quick. This is the 128 gig variant. Okay, storage is expandable. But with the default settings, this is one of the reasons why I did not download any of my personal apps on the phone, because I wanted you guys to see exactly what you're getting as far as your storage capacity, fresh out the box, 115 gigs, 115 gigs. So, you know, just the pre-installed application is what's, you know, sucking up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, some storage space, but I mean, fresh out the box, if you decide to go with this variant, which is the 128 storage variant, then fresh out the box, you got 115 gigabytes to play with. Okay. So I wanted to just, you know, show you guys that real quick. And again, my UI, I'm really loving the presentation. I'm really loving the way that this looks. You know, I mean, again, stock Android, like it gets boring to look at because it all looks the same. It's like, give me something different, man. Give me a different UI, you know, with a completely different spin. It may have similar features and things. Things may be in the same place, but man, at least change up the look. You know what I'm saying? Break the monotony a little bit of just the same old, same old. You know, and I can imagine there's going to be people out there that are just going to be like, oh, my UI is just trash and it's just, it looks childish and it looks cartoony and this, and man, slap yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know? Shout out to Debo, man. Shout out to my man, you know, Tiny Lister, man. May he rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about when I say slap yourself, man, go pull up the movie I'm About It, or I Got the Hookup. Yeah, the Master P movie from back in the day, I Got the Hookup. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, funny little piece, man, when he was punking homie, man. But yeah, man, if you think this UI is corny, slap yourself harder. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. All right, man. Yeah, see, this got me excited over here, man. See what playing with tech does, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm tired and worked all day, and I'm like, okay, man, let me go ahead and finish this video. I was actually kind of dreading it, but it's like, now I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to ZTE, man. Let's go. Okay, so location, privacy, users and accounts, accessibility, digital well-being, and parental controls, Google, system and update, and about phone. Now when we click on about phone, look at that. Look at that. Now I know that one of the videos that I watched on this device, somebody else talked about how they really liked how this looked when you went into about phone. And this is beautiful. Okay, so you got my OS version, Android 11 version, so it tells you right there. Okay, device name ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. Model ZTE, it tells you the model number right there. IEMI2, the CPU Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G mobile platform. ROM 128 gigabytes, available 115. RAM capacity 8 gigabytes of RAM. Screen info 2400 by 1080p. SIM status, and legal information. All right. So that is what we have in the settings menu, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now let's go ahead and dive into these cameras real quick. Okay, because obviously, you know, that camera hump, you know, being as dramatic as it is, you know, I think that ZTE has some goodies for us in the camera department, and I can't wait to compile, you know, the camera review for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Okay. All right. Nope, you don't need to access my location. Okay, so tap and hold capture button for video or burst. All right. Cool. Appreciation. All right, so right off top, you know, just like on any other device, when you access the camera app, you are in photo. We have night mode. We have portrait mode. We have more. Okay. And for portrait mode, it says for best results, please follow the prompts. All right. When we go to more, this is going to access different modes that we have access to. So we got manual mode, which is pro mode. We've got panorama, mono, magic shutter, long expo, watermark, macro, 64M, and noon. Okay. So now the other way, we've got video, and we've got multi-camera. Okay, and let's see, tap the capture button to generate photos which are captured respectively by main camera, wide angle camera, and portrait camera. Oh, okay, wow. So you're literally getting 3 different images at the same time. And then my assumption is that you choose which one you like. It says tap the small window to preview. Oh, wow. Oh, that's dope. Oh my goodness. Oh man, ZTE. Okay, so under video mode, and I like the fact too, you got the little arrow right there. You see that little arrow directly to the right of video mode? When you tap on that real quick, then that's just gonna bring up all your video settings real quick if you don't wanna, go all the way into the actual camera settings. All right, so we got vlog, so if you're a vlogger, you're trying to start up a channel, you know what I'm saying? You got minimal equipment. Get you one of these, you know what I'm saying? Get you one of these. HDR, movie mode, slow motion, standard, time lapse. Boom, tap video again, and it's just gonna take you back, to the viewfinder. All right, now, so let's pop into, okay, up top here, we got HDR, AI. This is the flash. That's beauty mode right there. Those are some filters that pop up, and you got a lot of them to choose from here. Different filters. Okay, and then you can see here, if you don't want any filters, you can hit none. And then there's normal, special, and customize. Okay, get that out of there. Tap the 3 lines at the top. This is going to take us to our resolution. Okay, so by default, we're at 4:3. I'm really liking this UI, man. This UI is super clean and it's super dope, and it's a different look. My goodness, I'm really enjoying this, and I can tell right off top, man, I'm really feeling this phone, man. I'm really feeling this phone. All right, we got 4:3, 1:1, 16:9. Here's our timer. We got off 1 second, 3 second, 10 seconds, or 20 seconds. I mean, wow, 20 seconds, man. I've seen most phones with the timer on the camera, it stops at 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But if you need 10 extra seconds to print, you know what I'm saying, or to get your swagger right, you know what I'm saying, before that image gets taken, man, 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Give you that get it right time. You know what I'm saying? Give you that get your ish together time before the camera takes the photo. You know what I'm saying? All right, so then we got, composition. We got live, and we got a, what is that? A gradienter. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then we click on more settings. Oop, I meant to click more settings. And this is gonna take us to the actual camera settings here. So we got add ZTE watermark automatically, add date watermark automatically, multi-focus, iFocus, double tap power key, and this is how you can, program the power key to do certain functions. So you can double tap the power key to launch the camera or take a quick snapshot, okay? But by default, there's nothing there. We got geotagging, volume key. You can use the volume key to either take a photo, zoom, or increase the volume. Okay, we got long press the shutter button for video or burst shots. By default, it's on video. We got anti-banding. When we click on that, it's auto 5 hertz or 60 hertz. Okay, we got help icon in the viewfinder, more help, and then restore defaults. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a whole plethora of things in this camera that we can utilize to really take some beautiful photos. You got crazy zoom ability. As I said, we've got 5-time optical zoom, 60-time hybrid zoom. All right, so let me go ahead and just take a quick photo of something real quick. Super quick shutter speed. Let me take a picture of the camera here so you guys can just see it real quick. Okay, you see right after I tap it, really no lag at all. Okay, let me flip that camera around and take a selfie. Oh man, look at that. Look at that quality. Look at that quality. Oh my goodness. Same thing with the shutter speed. Got the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G watermark right there. That is a beautiful picture, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't just talking about myself. I'm just talking about the quality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm beautiful, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm a specimen. God clearly didn't make no mistakes with this thing here, baby. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? But the image quality, you know what I'm saying? The detail, my skin tone, the shadows in the back, you know, the chair being the accurate colors. Man, oh man, come on. Beautiful. Wow. Stay tuned for the camera review because that's going to be coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's about all that I want to show in the camera department. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, I mean, as far as performance, I mean, you already know that this thing's going to be a beast. Snapdragon 888 processor, you know, 144 hertz refresh rate, scalable down to 120 to 90 to 60. Man, this phone literally has it all. I mean, we got the dual stereo speakers up top and bottom. I mean, so far this is living up to the ultra hype, you know. And at $749 even, at $749 even flat, no tax. Oh man, this Ultra's killing the competition, in my opinion. Killing the competition. Because essentially you're getting everything in this device at a $749 price tag that you're getting in other Ultra branded devices that cost hundreds more. That cost literally hundreds more. If I had a mic, I'd drop it. Matter of fact, yeah, I do got a mic, but if I drop it, you won't be able to hear me. So I'll drop the mic when I stop the video. But ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm going to stop the unboxing video for the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra 5G. If you like this video, you already know, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Support your man Pristine in a major way. It helps me continue to do this. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already, so that when my new videos drop, you'll get that notification that, hey, Pristine just uploaded something new. You might want to get your popcorn ready. You know what I'm saying? And sound off in the comments on what you think about the content in which you saw. You know, if you're on the fence about this device, you know, if this video helped you decide and you want to pull the trigger, let me know that in the comments. If you got any questions, comments, or feedback, anything that you want me to cover that you don't feel as though I covered in this unboxing in the full review, let me know what that is, and I'll be sure to do my best to accommodate you in the full review. You know, all I ask is that down in the comments section, we keep it respectful. You know, respect my opinions, I'll respect yours, and let's respectfully talk tech. All right. So again, thanks for letting me bend your ear for a little bit about the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. You guys already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit if you haven't already, man. We are definitely living in the last days. If you do not believe me, pick up the book of Revelations in the Holy Bible. I'm not sure where you guys are with your spiritual fitness. I'm not even sure. I can't even sit here and assume that you guys are all believers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here just trying to push my religion or my spirituality off onto you, but this is my channel and I'm a firm believer in Christ. I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting if not for him. And I want to use my platform to relay that message. And hopefully it can be a blessing to some of you out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very real and it's very serious. And a lot of things that are going on in this world, all these mass shootings that are happening on a daily basis, seemingly, kids dying, you know, kids getting shot. Little 6-year-old got shot because he was going to get his bike going to get his tricycle out of some cat's yard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this stuff is just getting ridiculous. I mean, so just with the ridiculousness and just the lack of value of life, it seems. And then we got this pandemic and all kind of other stuff. And, you know, corrupt government and, you know, corrupt churches and preachers. And, oh, man, there's just so much stuff going on, man. Man, getting in tune with Christ is the best way to go. You know what I'm saying? He will meet you wherever you are in your life. Don't matter what you got going on. It costs you nothing. All you got to do is trust him, believe in him, and accept him. You know what I'm saying? And he will come into the picture and change whatever your circumstances may be. Don't matter what your circumstances are. You know what I mean? You heard it from your man Pristine, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.